Alright, hello everyone. My name is Dave Legault, aka Dancing Pants, and I am here today with more Temur CoCo Elementals. If you can't tell, I love this deck. I'm going to make this work some way, shape, or form. So, what's different this time around? So, Lightning Serpent overperformed, so I decided to bump up Lightning Serpent to 3 copies instead of non-existent at all. This card just overperforms every time it hits with Risen Reef, so worthy of coming back. Next up, we've got Rhonas here. Rhonas, notably, not an elemental. However, Rhonas very easily is able to attack and block because with landfall triggers, having a creature with power 4 or greater is a pretty common occurrence, even though the stat line for all of our creatures naturally say 1 and 0. In addition to that, one of the, downfalls of the landfall strategy is if you have no evasion or trample, it can be blocked by 1/1s all day. So Rhonas here, its bottom ability, 2 colorless and green, gives another target creature +2/+0 and trample till end of turn. With the amount of lands that we get from Risen Reef and Uro, we are going to be activating this a lot, I would assume. So I'm hoping this will end up being a kill condition for this deck. It does need a little bit more beef at the top end. Uro can't carry everything. In terms of sideboard, changed up a little bit. So I've noticed there's a lot of control and mid-range / ramp strategies on the ladder. So I feel Disdainful Stroke is in a particularly good spot right now. And having 2 of these is almost a slam dunk in any non-aggressive matchup. Also, with that being said, sweepers have been an issue with these control decks and mid-range ramp decks. So put a couple of heroic interventions in the sideboard to save our creatures from a wrath, and if it resolves, there is a good chance the following turn we'll be able to kill them. So heroic intervention basically is a slam dunk in early game against control. And last but not least, this guy, Moraug, Fury of Akoum. I personally don't know how to use this card other than for memes, so there is a one-of meme in my sideboard. I'm going to bring this in randomly, and hopefully I can punk someone out in this video. That would be awesome. Because, man, this card's sweet. Seriously, look at that stat line. Each creature you control gets +1/+0 for each time it attacked this turn. And landfall, whenever land enters the battlefield under your control, if it's your main phase, there's an additional combat phase after this phase, and at the beginning of that combat, untap all creatures you control. That's going to win games, and more likely make some people salty, so hopefully we get to do it at least once. So yeah, let's hop into the ladder. Absolutely play first. This hand is 1 blue source away from being fantastic. Going first, so that gives us 2 turns to potentially hit our 3rd land to hit one of these on time. I think I like this hand because I think Lightning Serpent might end up coming down as a 3rd or 4th turn play, but maybe save for after Risen Reef. The pathway here is going to end up on red mana. Living Twister is very red mana dependent. Oh, control. We loathe thee. Well, we prepared for this, so let's see if it pays off for us. Alright, there's our blue source, so the question is, what is this turn going to be? They probably have a removal spell of sorts, so I think I'm gonna try and bait them to use it on this Brushfire Elemental. I would much rather have Living Twister or Risen Reef stick around. And the fact that they did not kill that makes me think there's a counter spell in play. With that, I think Living Twister should eat the counter. Risen Reef is too good of a card. Censor me, baby. Oh yeah. I should know better, but you know what? You just gotta make them have it sometimes. The fact that they did not burn that in. Definitely means they're not playing an Absorb, or they think they might die this turn. Get in for 6, 9? Yeah, I think this is good. Play the land, get the Serpent down, attack for a lot, make them have a Wrath, have a Collected Company up, and hopefully kill them. I almost wonder if it's worth playing this for 1 instead of, or just for the red mana and X is 0 to play around Censor. If I do this, that's 8 damage and they go to 6, which I guess is pretty close to the same as 5 at this point, so yeah, let's just do it for 2. If they want to either gust this, that's fine. I will throw this back on top. They still have to deal with these two. With Gust, I think, you know what, I think I'm going to decline this. I think I'm in the market for lands. If I hit lands at this point, I can play around Censor with Collected Company and actually have more hits with Collected Company. That's the hope, anyways. I'm not playing anything. I think you just get in with Brushfire Elemental and make them play something in hopes of resolving this company. Commit. Put target spell or second from the top. Alright. Collected Company officially has text now. Now the question is, do I use it now? Actually, I think I just resolve Risen Reef at this point. Gets me closer. Yeah, definitely not playing the land, knowing that Brushfire Elemental's on top. So now I can play Brushfire Elemental, land,
there are so many mysteries to home
actually,
your
the fact that I just did this seems pretty promising for us. Damn. They always have. But maybe we get there. Actually, it's very possible. Two triggers might be able to kill him. Doesn't do it. Well, I have two answers for exactly after that. So, I think it is safe to kill Narset. We don't want them trying to find a Wrath.
I won't forget.
And if they have a Wrath now, they're forced to play it, and I can collect a card. Perfect. So, 10 out of 10 CoCo main phase for haste creatures. Here we are. One haste creature, and potentially some reach if it survives. I don't think I'm bouncing a land with this Living Twister. Definitely sending Arrow. Yeah, at this point, I think we're just jamming Rhonas. Rhonas in. If I burn that in, I will be able to get Uro. Hopefully get a landfall trigger. That'll do. Let's see how they choose to approach this. Yep, forced to block there. Otherwise, they are dead. Get to save a landfall trigger. Rhonas being indestructible is huge against Wrath. And if they Wrath, I can bring Uro back, play it, and Rhonas will be able to attack. So that was very much a control matchup. But I don't know what their top end is. Basilica Bellhound doesn't really tell me anything other than they're playing an outdated control card. I mean, this card's fine, but let's be real, there's a lot better cards could be playing. So we'll do some Spell Pierce, we'll get some Wrath, Protection. God, I want to bring him in so bad. Yeah, for the memes, let's do it. Alright, we'll put those in. What cards are bad by themselves? Probably Burning-Tree Emissary. I don't think I'm in the market for a fast start when I'm on the draw. I don't think we're playing that game. So we'll get rid of some of that, and then probably just Coward Split some stuff. There. Looks great. Masterfully done. Really not a fan of how many control decks are on the ladder right now. Really missing the days of having mid-range and aggro and combo. It's really old when every game of Magic you play has to last a half hour. Some of us don't have that time. This hand is very Thoughtseize proof. I think I'm fine with that. The Flood is also fine. Like, normally I'm not okay with doing that. But oh man, I want to hold up Spell Pierce. Them playing Glacial Fortress on 1 makes me think that they don't have an untapped blue for 2. Yeah. I think we're holding on to this Spell Pierce to probably protect one of our spells. I'll probably just eat my words when they play Swamp Thoughtseize, but well, half right. I think this comes down as red. I honestly think protecting one of these two with Spell Pierce is more enticing. I'm actually surprised that resolved so fast. They have removal. That's fine. As expected. some form of removal. Sorcery, that explains it. Alright, so they have all of their mana up, so at this point I have to expect something to get countered. I think Spell Pierce protects Rhonas, so play Risen Reef. Getting this countered is much, much worse. Sack, yep. Decline. I think there's a possibility I'll need as much red mana as possible, so I don't want this to drop as blue. Alright, now I think Spell Pierce is protecting Collected Company. So those two. I think we'll just play another blue source, get a Rhonas out. If they've got some form of exile or bounce answer, I can Spell Pierce. Man, that's awkward, but I think I'm going to force them to take Collected Company so I can take one of their spells with Spell Pierce. They have to take Collecting Company, seeing this hand. Yeah. It's unfortunate, but... So drop that down as red. Gonna have to get a green down for an arrow here, so this will probably be green. Yeah, sure, you know about it, so I'll at least make you tap out, so the possibility of my threat on top, that's totally there.
Until you have lived as a statue, do not talk to me of pigeons. A curious choice.
Think we go veto here. One card into their hand. Yeah, veto only has Collected Company and select counter spells. Yeah, I think I just go veto. Bring this down as a green. Maybe they'll Thoughtseize me and be thoroughly disappointed.
Are you certain of your decision?
Wrath Teferi. Yep. This Karn has been hitting some good stuff. It's funny though, because when I play Karn, I just get lands. All day. All day. I want to save these for landfall triggers. I know I have to discard a land to something. I think... Man, this is tough. I don't think I'll get... I might be greedy holding on to 2 Fabled Passages, so... So, if I... Pump Living Twister, I can attack him for 5. Honestly, playing Living Twister may have just been wrong there. Whatever. Let's just try and kill him. I think they're forced to Wrath here, I'm pretty sure.
What was lost is now returned.
Maybe they get Teferi and tuck Rhonas.
I know what must be done.
Yep.
You need to slow down.
talking. Strange. Oh, they didn't have a removal spell? Yeah. They'll know everything, but I honestly don't think there's much of a choice. If I can get this damage through, you're in a pretty solid spot. Okay. I believe I have to kill Teferi, so let's just do that. I would love to get as much damage on them as possible, but Teferi is how they get back into this game.
Really should have seen that coming.
I think if they Wrath here, I'm returning 2 lands to my hand, discarding 1 to deal 2, which gives me the line of Brushfire Elemental into land as a way to kill them, assuming they don't gain life. Always the assumption. That's fair. The fact they are passing. Yep, we're doing this. Bring back. What do we have more of? We have more red, so let's do that. We'll turn forest. Deal 2 to them. So we got them at 3. That's hilarious, however... Oh, they can't even play around. I didn't even notice they only had a... Wow, why would they have not plussed in attempts to look for a white source? I want to play Moraug so bad, but I'm gonna make them have an answer here. Oh, yeah, shit, might as well attack with both in case they have a removal spell for Brushfire. Very lucky for them to get all the blue-black lands. Only the Glacial Fortress, which was their first land of the turn. Not sure what they are in the tank about right now. They can't settle me. Spot removal is painfully obvious who you hit. Like, this particular situation means you have to answer Brushfire Elemental first, or you're dead. And then you have to have a second removal spell for Living Twister to get me to make the 2 triggers to deal 4 damage to them happen. And then they would need a 3rd removal spell. So with 2, 4, 6, so with 7 mana, they need 3 removal spells. And not having Settle as one of them is big for us. I'm starting to think this dude is roping us. Kind of a dick move. Just accept loss to the brew. Even if I don't get to meme. I didn't even meme him. I gave him an honorable death. For the record, we did draw this once. So let's enjoy this. Just roping us for the sake of wasting our time. Fine by me. Cast white or black spells? I don't think I have a white and black deck. Alright. It's great that we got a win on the board. But, man, control is just taxing. I'll probably get run over by an aggressive deck saying that, but whatever. I mean, going first makes this hand at least recover against an aggressive start, so sure, why not? So with red being in abundance, I think this starting on green makes sense. Alright. Get red. For Living Twister, I think one of these is going to end up being a Lava Glide. Chevel. Alright, I think we're just playing Uro. I don't mind this coming down as a blue because I can get this as a red and I have extra green sources, so actually that's perfect. Play another one. Yeah, if they want to put a removal spell on the Florahedron, well, that's... God, it's always when you draw Collective Company. Every time. Yeah, I'm fine with that. Let's get the red. Three cards in the bin. Fabled Passage will make 4. The Stomping Ground might make 5, so let's get a Forest. Guarantee our mana for Uro if both of our creatures get swept here. Can't imagine Living Twister hanging around too long. I'm not sure why they're on the attack with Shovel. Shovel is a very defensive creature. Maybe they're afraid of Living Twister killing it, so getting the extra damage. Scavenging Ooze kind of sucks. But well, only one creature in the bin, so Scavenging Oozes. I could kill it. I'm not sure if it's the right move. Yeah, let's just do it. So, we're gonna return Mountain to hand. Tap for blue, tap for green. Yep, use one on that, so get rid of that. Yeah, I think Scavenging Ooze is just too good against us in particular, so I think I'll hold on to the Florahedron. Maybe save it for like a Risen Reef trigger. I don't think we'll necessarily need the extra lands at this point. They've gained a fair amount of life with this shovel. So. Nighthawk Scavenger. Nah, I think I end up holding on to both of these. No blocks. Garrick. I appreciate this person. This is the mid-range deck that is absolutely fabled right now. So they just gained 3 life, drew 2 cards, and I am just drawing lands, so we'll back it. One of those cards needed to be like a collected company or something. So they're probably in a, generally speaking, low to the ground game, and Garrick is their top end. I feel like Abrade is going to overperform here. Why not? Being on the play, which Burning-Tree Emissary does not line up well with Cheval, and I believe if they're just a green-black deck as is, I imagine they're running 3 or 4 of them, so there's a good chance of seeing one with that mentality. Yeah, I think this hand's fine. Might need a little bit of help to get there. Not getting Thought Seized on 1 definitely feels good these days. Can't imagine that living now. I think they're going to have some issues dealing with Rhonas, so I'm going to try and bait them into using any potential exile removal spells on these, if they do have them. Alright, we drew the CoCo, so they must have the Thought Seize, and they're going to Thought Seize us, right? They have 1 mana left, why not? Wow, alright, deal. Finally get to resolve one of these collected companies, hopefully. Well, actually, yeah, it's resolving. I'm not getting countered by a green or a black card. Be dumb. I'm gonna use Dash Hopes. Yeah, we'll play Risen Reef. Get a land on the top will definitely slam it. Don't think I want to offer Living Twister for Scavenger. Yeah, I've got 2 creatures. Seems kind of aggressive based on my board state. Yeah, I think that's fine. I mean, I have to let it happen, but I don't think I was going to respond with anything in particular. I think we're just slamming another CoCo, right? Get some landfall creatures, get some elementals, get some triggers, decline, make that my land draw for the turn. or land play for the turn. So I get all of these triggers. I already know there's at least 2 basics. Yep. So we'll get that. Now this is the collateral line that's been fabled recently, but I promise you it's real, and here it is. Damn. Wish that was a land. So they're forced... they can only block Risen Reef. They're forced to block that Lightning Serpent, so alright, well, that was absolutely devastating for them. This card's going to be great when they tap out on their turn, hopefully. Their threats, generally speaking, remain the same, so I think my plan remains the same. Yep. Red land would have made that more considerable. This is absolutely not considerable. At least we're on the draw, so... Lightning Serpent is something I want way later. Hellhound might be my only hope. So I think no matter what I play, it's going to be killed, so I think I would rather have Burrow over Risen Reef. I like that gives me a turn 2 play. Scavenging Ooze, alright. Alright, that makes things interesting. Yeah, no, can't block that, buddy. Gotta exile a creature first. Also, you gotta get around this Fabled Passage. It's just absolute gasoline when these two are on the battlefield. Yeah, that happens. Well, now he's got one in the graveyard to take away. Not gonna use my fetch yet. I still think I'm fetching a blue before my turn comes around, but it just didn't feel like the correct move. Is he really 1-for-1-ing? Yeah, love it. 4 mana, kill 1 creature. Too funny. This is the most expensive kill target 0/1 I've ever seen. Man, immediately punished. Alright, and doesn't feel right throwing arrow right into the Scavenging Ooze. Yeah, let's just play Rhonas. At least Rhonas is almost guaranteed to stick around. Brushfire plus a Fabled Passage. No, Blue Rhonas is gonna come around. Okay, just play the Hellhound out. The fact that this has haste, I would rather play that later. I might choke them on their green mana and just play this Uro. Because I feel like they would be obligated to exile that. really looking for a collected company at this point. That road is most certainly not going to be sticking around. Alright, so we got this. If I shock this in, go to 12, make Brushfire Elemental. Alright, I think this is the only one. Take 10. All out attack me again, and hopefully I have something to follow that up with. Guard Queen taking out Brushfire.
Your demise, though. I guess today's your lucky day.
Dwindles our probability of winning. Drawing a land. Drawing an Abrade. But does it do it, though? Does it do anything? I have to leave. Ah, man, that's unfortunate. I have to leave that Florahedron back as much as I want to kill for Asuka. I think what ends up happening is I have to Abrade this. I have to hope for the best and get a chump from Florahedron. Oh, they can just fight it, yeah. Alright. Yep, Blue Kronos has a line of attacks that's pretty good against landfall creatures. Pretty much never loses counters and fights everything. We'll get one more match in here. I'm feeling good. I think this is fine. I think doing Burning-Tree into Lightning Serpent on turn 2 is perfectly acceptable with a Twister and CoCo. Alright, Lightning Bolt that deck. At least this Lightning Serpent's gonna be able to attack through these firebrands. Oh, getting a second one of those is really good. Oh, that's so good against the mono red deck. They're not gonna like that. We'll get our chip shot in as well. Hey, buddy. My turn 2 was better than your turn 2. And they're almost out of gasoline, but I bet you the last card's always going to be Everglades. Just like that, it stops the attack. This is a pretty safe living Twister turn, especially if I'm anticipating an Everglade coming. If they don't attack with these firebrands, they're definitely holding Everglade. Oh, I forgot about that. Yeah, so I guess it didn't matter. They sacked them enough, they were going to have the same amount of creatures. But not having power for Anax is really good. They could still have Everglade. If they attack all, they definitely have Everglade. No attacks. Oh man. Alright, I think we're back. We're back in this. Depending on how aggressive they get. And you know you want to attack. CoCo. This Rhonas will not be able to block if it comes down, but I will be getting a Living Twister, so having 2 Living Twisters actually is going to be great. They're going to have a hard time answering these. So block here, block here. If you want, you can deal 10, 11 damage to me. Yep. Wait, 12, 13 damage. So that'll put me at 2? I don't know why they're thinking so hard. Put it on Annex for the max amount of damage. No logical reason to be thinking through this, so maybe they lost connection. There he is. Alright, so 2 of their creatures are down. I am down to 2. They get a token that can't block. This guy's coming down. I'm pretty sure the game plan is CoCo into victory. I believe this is a CoCo into victory game line. All lands come into play regardless of what they are. Alright. If I attack with just Brushfire Elemental, because that's totally the reason why I play all these lands, I can... oh, shoot. So they have to block Bone Crusher to here, or they're dead. Yeah, they have to block. Yeah. Oh, that's cool. Living Twister almost came through. So this is a slam dunk jam all of the Abrades in. Rhonas not being able to block at all times is not ideal. Lightning Serpent I don't think is going to get it done either. They were very creature oriented, so I think Scavenging Ooze actually is going to do some work. May seem bad going down on all the 1-drops, but honestly all of our 2-drops are phenomenal. I guess the Florahedron's really not that great. Maybe keep the 1-drops in. For the meme. For Moraug! So this is turn 1 red mana, turn 2 green. Gets all those done. Yeah, I think this might be good enough. Goblin Pirate would be very unfortunate for this Hellhound, but the champion is not as big of a deal. All my dorks down. Pray to the magic gods for either a red or blue mana. This is where I get a forest. 110% block that. Not quite sure what you're thinking there, buddy. Being stuck on 2 lands, not good. 1 island will bring it back, though. No, 1 land will just swing life totals. Doesn't make sense to move this on their turn. If I play a Fabled Passage, it just gets around these. Never rewarded. Man, well, it's gonna hurt, but I have to play it. I really need Living Toaster to play it. Absorb some damage. 110% blocking Fervent Champion. Cannot afford to lose my only threat. Okay, the fact that they just attacked with that. Yeah, that screams they have it. I could just block anyways. Sucks that I'm gonna lose it, but man, just getting punished. Well, gotta play him. Beat a blocker. Actually, no, it doesn't even matter. Does not even matter. Gonna get dumpstered by Embercleaves. Well, I got what I asked for. Got some aggressive matchups in. I like it though. I like playing against aggressive decks, so not a complaint. But Embercleave is very much a card. Hopefully Jelly here will give us a good match. Hopefully the Magic Gods will not give me more one-landers, what they seem to continue doing. Not knowing what I'm playing against, I think it's... Yeah, I think it's these two. Sultai! Yeah, I guess it's a lot of averages. Or maybe the 4-color deck. I love that people are main decking S and Scatter. There goes Collector Company. Every time. That's unfortunate, because the other Collector Company's on the bottom of the library. Which only gives us 2 Collector Companies in the top 95% of the stack. At least Fabled Passage is going to shuffle that CoCo back up. Make him think I don't have a land. Might encourage a counter. Oh, alright. Oh, I haven't played a land for the turn. Is it worth it? If I draw a land next turn, I can play this and this, or if I play this now and draw a land next turn, I can do this and this. However, if I do not draw a land next turn, I'm stuck with 1 play. There'll be no Risen Reefs here. Yeah. Not sure if that is the correct play. This is going to be red for Living Twister mana. Man, it's nice to see someone else struggling with their mana. Felt like that only happened to us. Alright, so I can pump twice and get in for massive damage here, and I think that is the game plan. Because they are stumbling all over the place. Yeah, I think they're forced to do this just because if they're sitting on 3 mana spells and they're trying not to thin their deck, they need to play them now. This is why Lightning Serpent is phenomenal. Get it. Surprise! Oh, by the way, Lightning Serpent turns on Rhonas. That's a huge deal. They are very much a control deck, so we're definitely bringing those in. That might be worth it. They saw Rhonas, but I don't think I want a lot of them this time. I love you, Florahedron, but you're just the easiest cut. Just not that great if you didn't have an elemental tech slide. Or the land. But this hand is very susceptible to being picked apart, but I feel like if we're playing the long game, this hand is going to be pretty good. They brought in Leyline for Uro. That's an interesting choice. Oh no, Uro doesn't have a text box anymore. I think I'm just getting this for no value. Get a Grizzly Bear for 2. Just get something into play. Put some pressure on. Make him play a removal spell. This is definitely coming in as a blue. I think we're just holding up Disdainful Stroke for whatever nonsense they got coming up. And playing this Burning-Tree Emissary out looking better and better with each passing turn. I think they're going to counter this, but that's fine. $110% put that back on top of my library. I don't know if they're playing Censors, so I'm going to play Stomping Ground out. I probably shouldn't have let Auto Tapper do that, but yeah, I mean, you're not countering it, so you're time walking me, but you're being taxed 2 damage a turn. The fact that they're drawing means they are either flooding or they've just got straight up blanks. I think they're forced to play something, which will make me play CoCo, which makes them have to have a response. And hopefully that just taps all their mana out. And I can just jam this Lightning Serpent. How about this time? Do I resolve? Hope I get gusted again. I'm going to put it back on top. This Burning-Tree Emissary, I believe, has done all of the damage. I don't think they burned in anything. They finally cave. Stupid Emissary just did 14 damage. Does it resolve? Oh my. Alright, whatever. I think it's just this, right? Disdainful Stroke, whatever it is they're gonna play. Make Thoughtseize incredibly awkward. What do you got? It's fine if you counter this. I have a Lightning Serpent. And Moraug. Ah, they wouldn't let me play it. Jerks. Well, net positive over the course of 4 games. Progress is progress. Alright, so my thoughts on this deck and how it is currently laid out. Moraug was in my hand a couple times. That is all I have to say about that. Adding Lightning Serpent back in, A+. This card is incredibly underrated. I like it at 3. I don't want it on turn 1 that often. We did see it a couple times, but it does pair nicely with Emissary on 2, so at least there's that if you have it early. Rhonas was an all-star. Definitely a reason why we won a few of our games. Living Twister, living up to expectations. Heroic Intervention didn't end up coming in, or seeing any action. It did come in once, I believe. But I still am adamant about keeping this in the sideboard based on how much control I have seen. Disdainful Stroke, as you just saw in the last game, proving to be every bit of as awesome of a tempo play as I remember it to be. So definitely gonna keep this in here, this counter package, because it is this level of support against control is helping our game plan unfold and execute. So, alright, thank you very much for watching, and I think the next video I will be doing probably won't be Temur CoCo Elementals, but I think I'm going to be brewing up something and sharing it with you guys, hopefully soon. But until then, take care. Thanks.